Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how you can build a website for a fundraising, non-profit or charity organization, and all of this for free. WordPress is free, the theme we're going to use is free, and the plugin to accept the donations is also free. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the very first step is to click on the link in the description below where it says get hosting now, and this will bring you to the hosting website. So as you can see here, this is a co-branded page that we have with Hostinger. So that means that we have negotiated the best terms possible for our audience. So by using the link in the description below, you have access to up to 91% discount, so depending on seasonal offers of course. And I'm also going to provide you a coupon code Mr. Web Reviews that will give you access to an additional 10% discount. And then from here, all you have to do is either click on this button here, start now, scroll down the page, and here you can select which web hosting you want to go for. So let's click on select. And now from here, you have to select your billing cycle. As you can see, you have 4 different options. So let's say if you selected 1 year, this will give you access to 76% discount. If you selected 2 years, again, 76% discount. And if you selected 4 years on the longest billing cycle, you get a whopping 80% discount. So you're saving altogether $480 altogether. So this is massive discount you can get access to. And I'm going to give you a coupon code for even additional extra savings. So click on have a coupon code and here enter all in capital letters Mr. Web Reviews and then click apply. And there you go, instead of $480 savings, now you save $488 in total. So incredible savings to be made. And then scroll down the page and then select your payment method and proceed to checkout. And now that you're registered with them, you can go back to the home page and click login here, and then you can log into your account. So before you can use their services, you have to confirm that this is you. So normally they would have sent you an email confirmation. If you haven't received it, you can always click on resend activation email, then go to your mailbox and click on the link that's inside that email, okay? And then it will bring you back here and then you'll be okay. So once you've clicked on that link in the email, you can refresh your page and that message should disappear normally. Okay, very good. So as you can see, that message is now gone. So the next step is to claim our free domain. So when you build a website, obviously you need a domain name, and this is kindly provided for free as part of your premium shared hosting. So all we have to do now is to click on claim domain, and right here you're going to type in the domain name that you'd like to register. So for instance, let's say Mr. Web Bookstore, okay, as an example here, and then you can select your extension. So you have .in for India, .me for personal account, .com, which is the most popular one, and you can select among a few different options here. So let's go ahead with the .com for instance, and then after that you check the availability. So click on this. And as you can see, this one, fortunately enough, is available. So all we have to do after this is click claim domain and then fill out your details. So you have to select your country. So we're based in Ireland ourselves. And then you select if it's for personal or business use. And then enter your details and then continue. And there you go. As you can see, now you need to confirm that you are the rightful owner of that domain name. So you should have received an email again. Go and open that email in your mailbox, click the link inside that email and then come back to this page. And now you can see that your domain name is fully registered. So now we can come back to the home page. And the next step is to set up our hosting. As you can see here, premium shared hosting is pending setup. So let's click on this. So from here, click start now. You can skip this step altogether. From here, select create a new website. Now we're going to select our CMS platform, content management system, which is WordPress. Select. And from here, make sure that you tick this box here, add WooCommerce, because this is the plugin that we need to create an e-commerce website. And then click continue. We're not going to select any of those templates. Click this link here, skip, I don't need a template. And then you choose the domain name. So this is the one we just registered, or you can link another one. That's really up to you. So let's click select. And one last step before we finish our setup is to select the server location. So as you can see, you can select among all these different options. So select either the one that's the nearest to you or the nearest to your target audience, obviously, you know. So let's say if most of your visitors are coming from America, you can select among 2 different options. You have USA or Arizona, and then you have North Carolina. So again, East Coast, West Coast, really up to you. Maybe if your customers are based in Europe, you might select one based in Europe. So in our case here, we're based in Ireland, so we might select Lithuania, which is probably the nearest, and then click change and then finish setup. And there you go, as you can see, well done, you are ready. So basically everything's been taken care of. So we've registered the domain name, we set up our hosting and the SSL certificate, WordPress, and the theme has been installed all together for us in just one click of the mouse. So super easy to use. And now from here you can decide whether you want to go to your WordPress dashboard and start editing your website, or you want to go back to the hosting control panel. So let's go back to our control panel. Very good, and as you can see here, your website is running smoothly, no issues were found, which is absolutely perfect. So from here, basically, you have access to everything, your file manager, your database, your WordPress dashboard, etc., etc. So now I'm just going to show you one more thing, which is how to create emails linked to your domain name. So for this, we go to emails, click on this, email accounts, and then click on the account to which you want to create emails for. Very good, and now let's click on this one here, the big plus sign. And from this screen, all you have to do is put the email address that you want to create. So for instance, bookings@taxibookingwebsite.com. It could be info@, maybe accounts@, sales@, or maybe your name@, whichever you want, okay? And then insert a password and then let's click create. And there you go, as you can see, info@taxibookingwebsite.com was created. Now you can create as many as you want, obviously. So after this, we can go back to our website now. And from here, you can either manage your website or edit the website. So if you click on edit website, this will bring you to the WordPress dashboard. So let's click on this together. Okay guys, so welcome to our WordPress dashboard. So the first step is to do a bit of cleaning up because there's a lot of things here that we don't need, like opt-in monster, all-in-one WordPress migration, all-in-one SEO, insights, and all that. So these are all plugins that are added automatically that we don't need. So the first step is to go to plugins, and we're going to bulk select them all, just like this. Go to the menu section here, deactivate, apply, and then bulk select them all, drop down menu, and then delete, and then apply. Okay. There you go, and now we can go back to our dashboard, and as you can see, we have a much cleaner workspace and environment. So we can dismiss this message here as well, so dismiss, and that's it basically. So let's have a quick look at our website. So if we visit site, open in a new tab. So this is basically what it looks like at the moment. So very basic. This is the 2022 theme that comes by default with WordPress. And obviously we are going to change that. So first step, we're going to install our theme, import the demo content, and then we'll install our donation plugin. So first our theme. So for this, we go to appearance, themes, add new. And right there in the search bar, you're going to type Flux, or PHLOX, just like this. And there it is. So if you hover on top, as you can see, it will reveal an install button. Click on this, activate. And as you can see on top, we have a message now. So we need to install a few core plugins. So let's go ahead with this. Very good. So it installed Elementor, which is our page builder, and also a few essential plugins to run this theme. So now we can import the demo. So we go to demo importer, and we're going to search for a template. So look for charity. Just like this, and that's the only one available. And now we can install it in just a few clicks of the mouse. So now we're going to click on import, so continue, install plugins, and then he's going to import all the images for us. So as you can see, you can remove the watermarks if you wanted to, but then you have to pay for the premium version, which is I think $70 or something like this. So it doesn't matter to us because we're going to replace all the images anyway, so we can skip that step altogether. And then we're going to have a complete import of the website and the demo content. So import content. And as you can see, this might take up to 10 minutes to complete. So be patient, just let it run in the background. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pause the video here and I'll meet you guys again once it's completed. So that was actually quite fast, less than a minute actually. So as you can see, congratulations, the demo has been successfully imported. So now we can have a quick preview. So let's click on this green button here. And there you go, guys. As you can see, that looks absolutely fantastic and very professional already. Now, all the images, like we said, have a watermark on them, but it doesn't matter again because we're going to replace that with our own images, and we're going to take care of our donation plugin as well. So let's go ahead with this now. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard, and from here we can close this window now. So we're going to install our donation plugin now. So we go to plugins, add new, and in the search bar type in give WP, just like this. and we're going to install the very first tool here by GiveWP. So this is the plugin itself. This is to raise money, and this one is the add-on for Elementor. So basically, since we're using Elementor as our page builder, we need this as well. So install that one. Very good. So we have the both of them installed, and now we can go back to our installed plugins, tick them, both of them, action, activate, apply. And that's it. Now both of them are installed, and now we can start configuring our donation plugin. And as you can see by the side, we have a donations tab here with all the different options that we can use. So let's click on this. And this is where you will create all your donation forms, obviously, that you can display in the front end. So we can display them using shortcodes as well. And all of this will work fantastically with Elementor. So let me show you how we can get started. So first, we're going to go to our settings. And from here, going to leave everything by default except the base country. So select where you're based. So let's say United States for now. Okay, you can even select your state. So maybe you're based in New York or something like this. Okay, so let's do this. So save changes. Now you're going to change your currency. So by default it's US dollars, but maybe you want British pounds or euros or something like this, So normally if you're based in New York, it'd be US dollars. You can change the currency position as well, before or after, the 1000 separator and so on, okay? And then click save. And now let's set up our payment gateway. So we have the choice among 3 different options: Stripe, PayPal, or Authorize.net. So Authorize.net is not free. This is a paid add-on. As you can see here, this one is $79 per year. So if you use that, unfortunately, you'll have to pay a premium for this. Otherwise, you can use Stripe and PayPal free of charge. This is built in, okay? So let's enable Stripe. And all you have to do basically is just to log into your actual account, okay? So we have this one here, follow all the steps, and then you have to confirm here. And that's basically it. So once you logged in into your Stripe account, everything will be set up for you automatically. And then you can do so with PayPal as well. If you wanted to add your PayPal account, it's the same principle. All you have to do is click on connect with PayPal, log into your account, and you'll go back to the settings here. Now you need to enable those gateways. As you can see, by default, we have the test donations. So this is just to test the whole system. You should normally disable this at the end. You have offline donations as well. So if someone wants to send you a check or perhaps a wire transfer or something like this, And now we need to enable Stripe, obviously, So as you can see, you have Stripe credit card. So enable, and now you'll be able to use this at checkout. And then don't forget to click save. And that's basically it for the payment settings. Now we go to our emails. And this is basically where you'll be able to edit the content of your email. So as you can see, you have the donation receipt. So this is normally the very first one you should take care of. So let's edit this together. So as you can see, this is the subject. This is exactly the way your donors will receive the email and see it in their mailbox, donation receipt. And basically here you can add some variables. So as you can see, they're all here. You can use any of them inside the content of your email. So here the text says dear name. So it will fetch automatically the name of your donor when he registered online. Thank you for your donations. Your generosity is appreciated. Here are all the details of your donation. So you have the full name, the donation, the date, the amount, payment method, payment ID, receipt link. Again, these are all variables that you can use inside the content of your email. Now again, you can tweak this around, change this and make it your own. And then once you're done, don't forget to save, basically, okay? Save changes. And that's basically it. After this, if you go back to your donor's email, you can change any of them. You can do so as well with the admin email. So all the emails that you will receive personally, you can change them as well. And then after this, go to email settings and make sure that the from email address is the correct one, and then save changes. And now one last thing I'd like to mention is that you can also accept recurring donations. But again, this is a paid add-on. It's $149 per year. So again, this is really up to you if you want to enable this feature or not. And now let's get started and let's create our first donation form. So we go into all forms. And right here on top, we have a button that says add form. So let's create our very first one, and we need to give it a title. So let's just call it test for now. Let's keep it simple. And here by default, you can select among 3 different options, 3 different templates, basically. Okay. You have a multi-step form. So basically you go from step 1 to step 2, step 3, and so on. You can have the classic form. So as you can see, you have all these sections here. So you could put, for instance, $5, $10, $25, $50, $100, and custom amount. And then you have the legacy form, which is the most modern one and the most common one nowadays. Now that's really up to you. You can choose any of them. They're all absolutely fine. But just to show you how they work, we're going to create one of each together now. Okay, so let's start with the very first one, which is the multi-step form. So let's activate this. There you go. And as you can see, we have all our different steps here. Step 1 is the introduction. Step 2 is the payment amount. Step 3, payment information. And finally, the thank you section. So this is very simple. As you can see, very simple process, step by step. So first we have the visual appearance. So you can select your primary color. And here you can select whichever color you want. So let's go back to the front end. And as you can see, by default, we have an orangey color here like this, yellow, orange, So let's go ahead with this, So you can add the code here. There it is. And then scroll down the page, and as you can see here, you can type in your own content. So right here, you're going to put the headline. So this should be maximum 8 words, so maybe something like this, support our 72 volunteers. Here, you're going to put the description. We can even upload an image. So let's do this together. So upload media. So that's the very first one here. So open. And then choose file. There you go. As you can see, we have our volunteers here. And then what you want the button to say, donate now, for instance, okay? And then you do the same with the payment amount. So choose the amount. So how much would you like to donate today? Well, now it's up to you, really. You can rephrase this basically, to fit your own preferences and your cause, obviously, and your target audience as well. And then continue, and then who's giving today. So basically here you want to fetch their information. They have to register online, so put that in a nice way as well. And then scroll down the page. Again, submit button should say what? Donate now, I suppose. This is the most explicit one. And then you have the thank you page as well. So you have the name. Your contribution means a lot to us. Again, it's the same principle with the email. You can use different tags as well, and the library is right here. And then we can go back on top of our page, and we have a few more options. As you can see, donation options here. So you can select set donation. So this is a fixed price basically. So everyone will pay the same price, maybe $10 or $20 or $50, or you can have multi-level donations. So here you offer different options. So it could be $10, $20, $50, $100. And then on top of that, you can also enable custom amount. So if they want to give more than the maximum you have, they can set maybe the price to $250 or $500, whichever. So you can enable those two together, and this will allow you to achieve that basically, okay? Now you can set a minimum amount as well and a maximum amount. So if you don't want to receive more than $1 million, you can limit that to $999,999. And the minimum amount could be, for instance, $5, a $5, you're not going to accept maybe $1.20 or $2.50. And since we set up multi-level donation, here you can insert all your levels. As you can see, we start at $10, then $25, $50, $100, and $250. Obviously, you can change this amount yourself. Maybe you want to put $150 here or whatever, and then once you're done, that's basically it. So next we have the form fields. So this should be normally loaded globally, but you can tweak them around specifically for each form if you wanted to. We have the donation goal. Now, as you can see, by default is disabled. So let's enable this. And here you're going to put the goal amount. So it could be $10,000, maybe $5,000 or $150,000, whichever amount you're trying to reach, obviously, And then you have a progress bar. So you will see this, as you progress, and it increases automatically. So how do you want to display this? By amount raised, percentage raised, number of donations, or number of donors. So that's really up to you. You can select any of those options. And again, you can change the progress bar here. Maybe something like red color would be nice as well. And that's basically it. Now, also by law, you might be required to add terms and conditions for your organization. As you can see, we load this by default, but again, you can have this set up specifically for each form. So basically here you can copy and paste all your terms and conditions. And again, you can tweak any of the other sections here, even your Stripe account and email notifications, but these should be normally loaded globally as well. So that's basically it for our form. Now we can publish this. There you go, now it is saved, and let's have a quick look, okay? It says a quick preview, and there you go. As you can see on top, we have our main heading, support our 72 volunteers, the description, our nice picture, and you can see the progress bar here from 0 to 10,000. So we can donate now. All you have to do is click on this, And there you go. We can select among all these different amounts. So $10, $25, maybe $150. Maybe I want a custom amount. Maybe I want to give $750, you know. Continue. And then here your visitors will have to fill out the details basically. Okay, so I'm just going to fill this out. So David, this is my email address. And how do I want to pay? Okay, I'm just going to select Stripe credit card here. So enter your credit card details and then agree on the terms and donate now. And there you go. A great big thank you. So this is the confirmation message that your visitors will see after they gave donated money, you know. So that's basically it. Now, if you go back to the WordPress dashboard and we click on the donations tab here, you will find it here, $750, one-time payment by David Garret, paid by Stripe credit card, and the payment has been completed. So this is very easy to use, you can see, and super easy to fetch donations as well. Now let's go back to the forms here and let's create the different types. So what I'm going to do is to create the other two types and show you what they look like in the front end. So there you go. Basically, I've created two different ones here, classic form and legacy form. So let's have a look at the classic one. So basically the classic one, it's all in one page. So you scroll down the page, you can select the amount, whatever you want, you know, scroll down the page, insert your details, select the payment method, and then basically donate now. Now, the legacy form is slightly different. As you can see by the side, you have an image. You can select the amount here. You can select your payment method, put your details and donate now. So this is a more compact way of displaying basically the form. It's a bit more modern as well. Now again, it's really up to you which one you prefer. All of these three different templates are absolutely fine. So that's basically it related to our forms. And now we can start customizing all our internal pages, homepage, contact page, about us page, and header and footer section as well. And then we can insert our forms on our pages as well. So we go to pages now. And here you will find all our pages, so about us, contact us, homepage as well, and all the donor pages as well right here. So let's start by customizing our homepage. So as you can see, if you hover on top, you can edit with Elementor. This is what we're going to do. So I'm just going to open this in a new tab. Okay, very good. So as you can see on the left hand side, we have our menu section with all the different elements which are called widgets, and you can drag and drop them on your page. And this is basically a quick preview of what our page looks like. So if you scroll down the page, as you can see, we have all the different elements here. So how does it work? Well, very simply, if you click on this, you can see this is a section. Each section is made out of columns. This is column 1, column 2, and each column has a certain amount of different elements. So this one, as you can see, is a modern heading, and this one should be a button. There you go. And this one here should be an image. There you go. So this is basically how this works. Now, if you wanted to insert something on your page, let's say in between those two, or maybe those two here, or after this one, whichever, you can just grab it just like this and then drop it just like that. Okay. And let me remove myself for a second. So right here you have a small plus, a small blue pencil. If you want to remove it, all you have to do is right click on it, and as you can see, you have a delete function here. So just delete, and that's basically it. Okay. Now, if we go here in our menu section, you have the navigator as well. So if you open this, as you can see, you have all your sections here, all of them, one by one. So you can close this. So these are all the different sections. If you click on any of them, you will jump from one section to the other instead of scrolling down the page, which is maybe easier to navigate as well if you're working on it. And if you click on the small arrow, you can expand the content of each section as well. So there you go. That's basically how this works. Okay. So let me show you how you can customize the content of your page now. So let's take care of our hero section right here. So this is the most important section on your website, obviously, because this is the first thing that your visitors will see, including the message here. So whatever text you're going to put here is super important, because that's the first thing, the first point of contact with your visitors, obviously, you know. So here you need to put your mission statement and the most important part of your mission, basically. What is it for? Why? What is your cause? And something like that. Okay. So let's click on this. As you can see, this is a modern heading. So we have the heading. If you click on this, you can see we have the secondary heading, which is the one that's in big bold letters, and finally our description here. So again, this is a very important section, so take time to do that properly, you know. So the first step here, investing in people, it could be something else. Maybe for you it would be more like perhaps making food available, you know, so making food available to everyone even. Okay, so that's it. This is your main tagline, okay? And then we have our main heading here. So this is in bold letters. So this is clearly what they'll read fast, okay? So we go to secondary heading. Now, obviously, you'll have to come with something compelling, obviously, you know, something that says exactly what is the main mission, the goal of your organization. So here we're just going to change this slightly, you know, instead of we believe we can solve the water crisis, we're just going to change this to we believe we can solve the food supply chain in our lifetime. Okay, so we're just going to change this slightly now. So there you go. I just typed it quickly here so it would look like this, and then we can do the same with the description. So here we're just going to keep this one, obviously, but feel free to type whatever you want that will actually complement your main heading here. Okay, and now we can change our image here. All we have to do is just to click on it. There you go, there it is. So now we can delete it and choose another one. So click on the plus sign, upload file, select file, and then select your file, open. And let me remove myself again for a second. So there you go. And now you can click on insert media. And there you go. As you can see, our image is displaying absolutely fine. Now, depending on the size and ratio of your image, you might have to resize it as well. You might display it in full. And you can change the ratio as well, maybe 1024 by 1024, as you can see, you know, but we're going to keep it custom for now. Now I'm going to show you something cool. Actually, if you wanted to show two images at once, if you hover on top, it would display another one. You can use the feature here, hover image. So let's add another one now. So enable this, select the second image, and we have another one here, perhaps this one, okay, insert image. And let's put this to the test. Yes, as you can see now, if I hover on top, it will reveal the second image. That's nice, isn't it? And now you can even add a ribbon here by the side. So we click on ribbon here, display ribbon. Okay, there it is. And now we can change the content. So maybe our volunteers or something like this. Okay, there it is. Very nice. And you can change the color as well. You can change the position. As you can see, top right, you could be top left. And now if you wanted to change maybe the colors here or any of them, you can go to style. And as you can see, it's broken down in different sections. Again, we have the image and then we have the ribbon. So if you wanted to change the color of that ribbon to something else, all you have to do is to click on this and then select the color that you want, basically. Okay, so let's say maybe a vivid red like this would be nice as well. And then you can change the font as well. So if you go to typography here, you can change the size. As you can see, bigger, smaller. So maybe not too big, maybe a happy medium like this. And you can change the weight, maybe extra bold, maybe medium, or maybe thin altogether. So let's go maybe semi-bold, okay? And that's basically it. And you can do the same as well. I forgot to show that, but you can do the same with the styling of your section here, or your heading. If you go to style, again, you can change the color. I think black suits this theme absolutely fine. But let's say you wanted to change this one, which is our secondary heading. Now you can go and change the color and maybe fetch the same red as this one here, and this will give you a different vibe, a different feel altogether. Now it's really up to you, you know, you can play around and be creative basically. So underneath we have our button here that says read more. So normally you would link this back to a page, so whichever page you want, like basically it's up to you. You can keep it or not. If you want to delete it, right click on it and then delete, like we showed early on. Or if you want to assign this to an actual page, you can do so here by adding the link. So if you go to the home page, let's say if you have the About Us page done already, you can just fetch the link here, Control C, and then paste it here, Control V, and that's basically it, you know. So again, this is really up to you what you want to do with this button, if you want to keep it or not. Either way is fine as well. So let's scroll down the page. As you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different sections. And if you click on one of them, this is an info box. So basically on top you have an image. You have the content here, so your title and a bit of text underneath. So you can change this around to fit your own mission, cause, organization, and whatever message you want to convey, obviously, you know. So you might not need 4 of them, maybe 3 of them all together. So if you wanted to delete one of them, all you have to do is delete one of those columns here. As you can see, the gray one, right click and then delete. And now if you decided to bring it back, you can always go to your history here, history, and then you go back to this one here. And there you go. Now we're back with 4 different columns, okay? And now you can change the content of those columns to fit your own requirements. So let's discover those images. As you can see, these are plain black colors. As you can see, these are the ones, okay? So that's basically how they are. So you can use them or you can upload your own. Now, as you can see behind our image, you have a yellow background, which is actually nice. Maybe you want to get rid of that and put another image all together. So for this, we have to go to advanced, and you have all the Flux add-ons here, as you can see. And one of them is custom CSS, and part of it you have this one. So this is basically the background image here in yellow. So you can remove this if you want to just delete it, select everything, delete, or you can comment out this section. So for this is /***, just like this, and that's basically it. Now it's gone all together. You commented out the CSS code basically, okay, and then you can click update, and that's basically it for this one. Now you can add another image all together. So let me show you. So if you go back to content, select an image. So let's say you were to select this one here, or perhaps this lady, or whichever image you want. Okay, let's add this one, for instance. Insert. There you go. So that doesn't look really nice, you know, it's a bit basic and all of that. Now we can go into style. Now you can tweak your image all together here. You have all the options to change things around. As you can see here, you can have a box shadow, icon color, background type, and the type of image as well, the shape of it, okay? So let's say if you were to select a rounded shape, maybe a square with rounded edges, or maybe a different shape, an oval here. This is a square again. So this is really up to you, but this will add to actually stylize the page slightly, and that's basically it. So we can go back to how it was basically, okay? So there you go, we're back the way it was. So feel free to customize this the way you want it. You can actually add a picture if you wanted to, or you can even change those icons here. So let me show you where you can find free icons for free. So if you go to freepik.com, let me zoom in a little bit. So if you go to the search bar here, you can see you can look by vectors, photos, PSD, and icons. So if you were to look for an icon, for instance, related to money, there you go, you have all these different icons here. You can download them, and you could actually upload them here on your page instead of the existing ones. So now let's move to our next section here. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, and 3 different donation section here, and they're all related to different causes. So as you remember, we created 3 of them in the backend, so we might want to insert them here immediately on our homepage. So if you go back here to the donations, let's click on this, the 3 forms we created. Remember, we had the legacy form, the classic form, and the multi-step. So now we can actually insert them directly on our page here. As you can see, we have the short codes, so you can use them here and just display them exactly the way they are. So if you were to copy this, Control-C, and now we go back to our page. And now instead of those 3 different elements that we have here, we're going to replace that with our actual form. So as you can see, we can delete all the content. So let's delete this, delete, 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 and delete. And now instead of this one here, we're going to insert a short code. So here in the widget, in the search bar, look for short code. This is the one. Drag and drop this. Very good. And now you're going to paste the same code that we just copied from here. So this one here, copy, and then paste it here. Okay, Control V. And there you go. Now instead of this fake content here, that looks great though, but this is the actual donation form that we created earlier on. And then we can do the same with the other 2. So there you go, maybe something like this. You know, obviously you would replace that with 3 actual forms, 3 different campaigns. So this is basically it, but this is just to give you a gist here how it works, you know, and that looks absolutely fine. And then they can donate to any of those immediately straight from your homepage. So let's scroll down the page here, and as you can see, we have a make a donation call to action as well for another one. So here, instead of this one, we could use actually the legacy form here, which would look actually very nice. So we're going to delete this again, delete, we're going to insert a short code. There it is, drag and drop. And now we're going to replace this with the content of the legacy form. So again, Control-C, Control-V. And I think this looks okay, you know. This is not too bad. What we need to do basically is to replace the image here, maybe a long image that would fill all that space here. So if you're looking for free images, free stock images, you can use a website that's called pexels.com. There you go. In the search box, look for whatever you want. So let's say I was looking for donations here. Let's find one. And maybe a long one like this, you know, you could use maybe a picture like this would be fine, okay? So all you have to do basically is click on the image, and right here you have the option to download different sizes. So you don't want it to be too big, you know, because it's going to take too much time to load. So maybe 1280 by 1920 would be just about perfect. So we download this image, save, and now we can import it, okay? So we go back here. So let's replace this image, upload file, select file. Let's upload this one, insert media, Very good. And as you can see at the moment, the image is cropped, so we want it to be full size. So we're going to change this to full size. And there you go. This is just about perfect now. That looks a lot better. Okay, so let's move on to the next section here. So become a volunteer, and then a few numbers here underneath. So basically here's to build trust, and obviously you have a big call to action here. So as you can see at the moment, it says join us, but now you can link this maybe to your main campaign, maybe, or something like this, and have that campaign actually on a specific page, a specific landing page, maybe to emphasize and compel your visitors even more. This is really up to you. Or it could be contact us and link this to the contact page, or find out about us and then about us page, or whatever, you know. So basically, as always, all you have to do is to click on this, change the content here, then you have the secondary heading, and then the description. So we've covered that already. Now if you wanted to change here the content of your text, again, you can bring out big numbers and whatever you've achieved, maybe how many volunteers you have, maybe in how many countries you are located. These are important things that your visitors would want to know before they go ahead and give you some of their money, obviously, you know. So you can change this very easily. Again, this is just a heading, and then underneath here you have a counter. So it will start from a certain amount, maybe 0, right up to that number. So this is really up to you, and when you load that page you have that effect. Okay, so if I go back here to Charity Flux, to the home page, and you scroll down, you will see what it does. As you can see, it's loading those numbers dynamically. Okay, so that's basically it. So this is why you have a starting number and an end number. Now after this we have the recent news. So this is basically your blog post. So WordPress initially was for blogging, so this is basically what it is, and you can use this maybe to upload articles, maybe the latest news or whatever it is, you know. So where are these fetched from? Well, basically if you go back to the back end here, as you can see, we're going to post, all post, and then you can create as many posts as you want, and it will fetch automatically the latest one to date. So this is basically it, as you can see, by date. Okay, now I'm going to create 3 new ones here just to show you how this works. So there you go. I use the plugin FakerPress here to create some dummy content, and as you can see, I created 3 of them. Now if you go back to our page here and let's refresh. Okay, so immediately there, and as you can see, the latest ones are showing up now. So that's basically it. And as you can see, the image is being fetched automatically, and the title and everything. Now if I click on this, it will open the page and it will show me the content of our post. So that's it basically. Okay, very easy to use again. And that's basically it for our page, because the footer section and the header section, you cannot edit them immediately from Elementor. We have to do that separately. So what we do basically now is to update and save our page. Just make sure you save your content, and now we go back to our WordPress dashboard. Okay, very good. So let's take care of our header and footer section. So these are created also using Elementor. So for this we go to templates, save templates, and as you can see, we have 4 of them here. We're header, footer, footer default, and header agency. So these are the 2 that we are using on our website at the moment. So let's edit our header. So for this, edit with Elementor, open in a new tab, and we'll do the same with our footer. Edit with Elementor, right click, open in a new tab. And as you can see, this is our header, exactly the way we have it, and this is our footer section. And now we can edit both of them. Now there isn't much to change here. It's just to show you that this is built using Elementor. Again, you can design whatever you want, the way you want it. If you want to change the background of your menu section here, you can do so as well. Go into style and then change the background color. Maybe you want something darker or something like this, you know. Whatever it is, you can be creative again. Now here there's nothing we can change, because even the logo is changed using the customizer. So let's do this together, because that's really the only step we want to take here. So now let's click on the customizer here, and this is basically where we can change our logo. Okay, so let's click on it. There you go. Remove logo, select the logo, upload, select file. So I found one online here, that's not too bad. So let's insert, and now you can resize it as well. So let's crop this slightly and then insert. So now that's not too bad. As you can see, it does match our colors here, which is fine. Now clearly this is way too big, you know, so we have to reduce the size. Now if you scroll down here, as you can see, it says logo width. This is not actually related to this one. This is just for the site title and the tagline. Now for the logo itself, you can reduce the size simply by clicking on it again. Click on the logo itself, and now we're going to edit this image here. Click on that. Very good. And as you can see, 223 by 223. So let's try maybe half that, maybe 102, perhaps by 102. So let's scale this down. As you can see, this is the actual size. Now we can update. Very good. And now if we go back here, we can select this one, insert it again, and there you go. Now this is a lot better. You know, you don't want your logo to be too prominent and too big either. So this is just about the right size. And now let's take care of our menu section. So for this, we have to go back to our WordPress dashboard again. And from here, let's go to Appearance, Menus. And there it is. As you can see, Home, About, Blog, and Contact. Home, About, Blog, and Contact. Now let me show you how you can add pages, remove pages, and tweak things around. Okay, so by the side you have all your pages right here. So if you click on View All, as you can see, you have Home, About Us, Blog, Contact, and then you have Donate, Checkout, Confirmation, you know, and so on and so on. Okay, so let's say if you wanted to remove a page, all you have to do is click on the arrow here, scroll down, and then remove. You can also have a bulk select, so you could remove all together a few pages, in which case you can multi-select pages and then delete them all together. Okay, so let's just keep those pages for now. I'm going to show you how you can add a page. So at the moment you have Home, About, and Contact. Now you want to add your blog. All you have to do is tick this box here, Add to Menu. There it is. Now it's been added back to it, and now you can move this around as well. So maybe you want the blog section to be here, which would be absolutely fine, you know, and you can indent it as well. So basically now it becomes a sub menu. So this would be your main menu, this one is the sub menu, and if you wanted to go this way, you could have menu, sub menu, sub menu. Okay, so this is basically how this works. So let's leave it the way it is. This is fine, and click Save Menu. And now let's take care of our footer section. So first we have our logo here. So if you click on this, you can replace the image with our own logo. So there it is, insert. Very good. Just underneath it, you can put a little About Us section. Maybe what is your fundraising about, what is your charity about, and so on and so on. Just below it, we have social media icons. So this is very easy to configure. As you can see, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. So click on this. Let's say if you have Facebook, and then you can insert the link to your Facebook page right here. So I'm just going to put a hashtag for now, but this is basically where you would put the actual landing page. And the same with Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. So let's say you don't use LinkedIn, perhaps you don't use Twitter or any of them. All you have to do is to use the cross here, delete it all together. But perhaps you have a YouTube channel, you would like to add it. So add an item. Let's look here, and we're going to look for YouTube. There you go. Insert the icon, and again you can insert the link to your channel right here. So again, I'm going to put a hashtag, but normally you would put the address youtube.com/ and then your channel name. Okay, so next we have recent blog. So this is not really something that you're going to use as such. This is more like a text editor. You can add here maybe some more information about your cause maybe, or something like this. And instead of recent blog, you could say maybe here About Us or something like that. Okay, now you have the contact details here. So this is basically where you can insert your address, where you located, where you base, and your phone number. So if someone wants to contact you, it's very easy for them to find that sort of information. And that's basically it for our footer section. So as always, don't forget to click update to save your work, and that's us basically done for this now. And before you go live, obviously just make sure that everything is fine. So let's refresh our page once more. So as you can see, our logo, our menu section, all the content. You might want to run an actual test again with the Donate Now button. Maybe set the price to $1 and then give $1, you know, and try it out with an actual card, with your credit card or something, you know. Make sure that everything is displaying fine. Scroll down the page, and there you go. And if everything is okay, now you can go live. So there's only one thing left we need to do. We go back to our WordPress dashboard, we go to donations, settings, we go to the payment gateways, and you're going to disable the test donation. So disable this, scroll down the page, and save. So that's basically it now, because this is basically just for testing purposes. So you don't want people to go online and think they gave you money, they made a donation, which they probably didn't, you know. So this is basically it. So now at the moment we only have offline donation and Stripe, which is credit card payment and all of that. And now maybe you want to learn how to build a taxi booking website. If that's the case, maybe you can watch this video next.